In this video, we're going to start using our beer data to populate a list. And then the idea is that you'll click it and you'll get additional information. If you remember where we left off, we have the data back. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to need is an item, someplace to put our data. So let's create, let's see, let's go back and look at beer here. So we got the name and the tagline. That's as good a place as any to start. So let's go ahead and create a list item that has a name and a tagline. So let's drop, let's make this a little bit bigger. I'll call it text view, list name. Refactor is fine. Let's go ahead and constrain it to the top and bottom. Again, go through this all pretty quickly because you've seen all this many times. And go ahead and change down here text. So we don't need that. And then let's get another text view for description. I'll tie it to the a lot of times I do this. I could tie it to the edge and say 16 also, but since this is my anchor, I'm going to tie it up here so that if I want to change this later, I can change it here and everything will cascade. So that was my reason for that. And let's make this, I think 8 between there's enough. And then next thing I want to change is, if you remember the constraint layout, oh, actually let's go and get the names on this first. Hold on. List tagline, refactor, call tagline, and remove that. There we go. Okay, so if you remember the constraint layout, when we're doing these lists, we do need to change it so that the height, I don't want it to be the whole screen, I don't want it to match parent, I want it to wrap content, so we just take up as much room as we need. And then what that will do is it kind of shoves the bottom right up to here, so I usually like to go ahead and constrain that at the bottom and then maybe add 16 so we get some nice spacing there. So that'll look nicer. Okay, so with that, next up we need to create our recycler view. And the recycler view and populate that is where I'm going to stop this video. So there's nothing new I'm going to show you. This is exactly like the other projects we've done where you populate a list. If I click on it, it goes to the detail screen. So if you are comfortable with all that, you don't need to watch the rest of this video. But if you'd like to see another example of it, here you go. So let's go up here, we'll create a new column file. I will call it beer recycler adapter. It is a class. All right, so start off with, I'm going to pass in and it won't pick it up right away, but I called it what, beer controller? Let's give it a second. It'll auto import it, or if I don't want to wait, oh, whoops, syntax error. There we go. And I'm also going to end up adding a delegate here in a minute, but let's go ahead and, so before I do any of that, let's go ahead and define those things. I will need an on-click, so that's why I have to create a delegate. So we'll do interface recycler adapter delegate. On item click, position int. And again, this is the same pattern we followed last time. Private val delegate. Delegate. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Then the last thing is we need to implement the, say that this is a recycler adapter, right? So we'll do up and it is recycler view dot adapter, and the data type that it's going to, the view holder that's going to hold is going to be in be a recycler adapter. And I know this is going off screen a little bit. Sorry about that, but view holder. And of course, view holder doesn't exist yet, but we'll create it here next. Okay, Actually, here, let's do this so you can see it if you're interested. There. So let's create the view holder next. So inner class view holder. And what's it going to take? Well, it will take the view itself. It gets passed in. So we'll call it beer item view. And what else are we going to need here? We're going to need the delegate, right? Because you're going to click on it. So let's go ahead and it's actually the same as here. I can just copy this. All right. And anything else we need to say that is a view holder. So it is recycler view dot view holder, and it is for the beer item view, I called it. There. Okay. So here we'll go through, and again, just like we've always done, we go over here, remember, we've created the two elements, so I just need to create some variables to refer to those. So we'll do that. Text view list, what do I call it, name, I think. Yeah. And it's equal, it is a text view, beer item view dot find view by ID, text view r dot ID dot text view name. And then I can just copy this and paste it and make a couple change. Must not have given the name to the other one. Nothing's popping up here. I would expect it to. Usually it'll find it. So let's go check. Did I forget to name this one? Oh no, I didn't. Text view list tagline. Okay. This must not have gotten built, but we can go ahead and do that. And it should find everything. Yep, it did. Good. And then the last thing is in the init, we need to tie the delegate that we have into this view's click. So let's go to beer item view dot set on click listener, and it is delegate dot on item click, which we defined up here, and the position is the adapter position. Okay. So we've got that. Now this is going to complain we haven't implemented the interface yet. So let's go ahead and implement the members. I can let it auto-generate everything, which is very nice. So let's go get item count is the easiest one. So we return the controller dot size. For create view holder, this is fairly straightforward. Val, thinking about our movie Ghibli thing still here. Beer item view, go to the layout inflator from parent.context. That's the, again, parent.context, so wherever this lives, it would get the activity, go up the chain, get the activity, give us the context for it, and then we want to inflate r.layout.item, what do we call it? Did I call it list item? I guess I must have called it list item. Yeah, I did. There it is, list item. And false for matched parent. Okay, so now that we've got that, now we just call we return a new view holder, this object up here. It takes two parameters, the view, which we just created right here, right? And then also the delegate. We need to pass in a reference to the delegate. Well, the delegate gets passed in. It's a class level variable. There we go. And then it gets returned, so we create a brand new one. What does it not like about this? What am I missing? Beer item view, layout inflator, from parent.context, inflate. Oh, I bet I'm missing a property. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Parent, then false. There we go. Okay. So next up, on bind. So on bind is pretty easy. We need to go grab the beer object. So we'll do val beer, and it is equal to our controller beer at position. The position is, of course, passed in on bind. It says here's the one I want you to bind to. So we go grab that beer, and then if beer does not equal null, we want the holders text view list name is equal to the beer dot name or empty. And I can't remember if I've done this part or not before, but because this could be null, I'd end up assigning null. Oh, dot text. Hold on. Dot text. This could be null, which I'd assign a null back to the text, which would probably be okay, but typically you'd throw or empty. So it's kind of a weird little function here. But anyway, you're either going to get back the value or you're going to get back an empty string. So holder text view tagline dot text equal to beer dot tagline dot or empty. So now we've created our adapter. All right, so far so good. So next up, the last thing actually to do is to go use this. So let's go over to our list fragment on our update UI. So here, what we're going to need to do is get the reference to the recycler view, and then set its layout and set its adapter. So let's go and grab a reference first. So we could do val recycler view equals to view. Oops. And because it's a fragment, the view might not exist, so we need to make it safe. Find view by ID. The type is recycler view, and we want r.id.recycler view. And now we can say recycler views layout manager is equal to a NE linear layout manager. And again, pass in the context. And you know what? That's going to have to be safe also, and so is that. And we can say now recycler view dot adapter is equal to the beer recycler adapter, and we need to pass in the controller, which is actually the beer controller, and we want to pass in this, which means we still need to implement one last thing here, implement the click listener. So it's a fragment, and there's also a beer recycler adapter dot recycler adapter delegate, and it will help me implement the member, give us the definition, and for right now, we're not going to do anything yet. That'll be for the next video. So I think that's it. Again, try to make it quick because you've seen all that before, but let's run it and see if I did everything right. Hey, there it is. Okay, good. On the first try. So a couple little things here. I should probably constrain this to the side right now. It goes all the way to the edge and then the text wraps around. If I set a constraint here to give it like 16, it would give us some padding. Maybe I'll do that later, but I think you guys know how to do that, so you don't need to see me. So with that, I'll stop the video here.